Serious question, guys. Do you believe that if you were to increase your leg speed or your turnover rate, that would help you increase your sprint speed? If you said yes, then you would be correct. As a matter of fact, leg speed is so important that it's actually one of the 3 core pillars of getting faster. So in my last YouTube video, I broke down these 3 core pillars, which are force production, speed endurance, and leg speed. Those are the 3 core pillars of getting faster. Now, the one that's probably talked about the least is the leg speed. That's why I'm making this video, also because so many people have requested it. And I honestly think that so many people have requested it because nobody talks about leg speed. Nobody talks about turnover rate. Everyone likes to talk about force production, speed endurance. I've not heard a ton about leg speed and the nervous system and how that comes into play in increasing your leg speed. So that's why I'm making this video. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to give you a bunch of exercises that you guys can do to increase your sprint speed. But I wouldn't expect you guys to believe me on those, and I wouldn't expect you guys to understand why those would increase your leg speed unless you understood it. So first, I'm going to explain the science behind an increase in leg speed and how to actually make your body and make your muscles fire faster. So how I'm going to teach you that is I'm going to play a clip from a video that I made a while ago. It was one of my first speed enhancement YouTube videos. It was a personalized for you full speed enhancement guide. It was an hour long and it was personalized for you because I had timestamps under the video and you were to click on the timestamp that best describes you as an athlete. So I had an entire course for each one of those timestamps based on what athlete you were. And it was like if you were a strong but slow athlete, strong but fast athlete, if you're a weak and slow athlete, or if you're a weak and fast athlete. So I had full courses on each one of those, but I'm going to play for you a little clip in one of the sections where I was talking about leg speed. And that's going to teach you guys the actual science behind an increase in leg speed and why the exercises that I'm going to be giving you are going to help you increase your leg speed. So that's what we're going to do in this video. And by the end of this, I promise you, you will know how to increase your leg speed, how to increase your turnover rate, and how to sprint faster, because it is a super important aspect, and it is one of the 3 core pillars of getting faster that nobody talks about. So it's probably a big lacking point in a lot of people's sprint training. So that's what we got today. And the only thing I ask of you is if you got what you wanted from this video and it helped you, just drop a like on the video so I can know how helpful it was. And yeah, that's what we got. So roll the clip from that one video way back.
Step number 2, leg speed. Not talked about enough. Let's go over it. Turnover rate and leg speed. Unweighted, ultra-fast leg movements. This is how you build leg speed. Fast twitch muscle fibers will not increase leg speed. Let me explain. If you do power clean, is that increasing your fast twitch muscle fibers? Yes, it is. Will power clean increase the actual speed of the leg? Not really. It won't. It'll increase the strength that is going to be required to move the leg faster, but it's not going to actually be the thing that moves the leg faster. So the only thing that will increase leg speed, that'll increase your turnover rate. And why is turnover rate important? Because that means you're going to be able to apply the force production more times throughout the race. Okay? If you have really good force production, but someone else applies it more times throughout the race because their turnover rate is faster, then they're applying it more times, so they're going to be moving faster than you. You have to be able to get your feet down fast enough to be applying that force production. So the only thing that'll increase leg speed is leg speed. That's the only thing. You have to literally move your legs fast. That's the only thing that'll increase it. Okay? People don't talk about this enough. It's like a speed secret, all right? Move your legs faster in the weight room. Do leg training to move your legs faster, and that's the only thing that's actually going to increase the leg speed to increase your turnover rate. Now, a huge factor of increasing leg speed is going to be your nervous system. A lot of times, your muscles can actually handle a faster leg speed, but your coordination and central nervous system isn't adapted enough to it yet because it's not used to it. Because all you're doing in the weight room right now is, pushing weight, and you think that, you pushing a lot of weight and doing power clean and doing power movements is going to get you faster, but it's not going to increase your leg speed rate. The only thing that's going to help with that is your nervous system and doing ultra fast twitch movements. And the good thing about nervous system training is the results come a lot faster. The adaptation comes a lot faster. You're going to start noticing progress right when you start nervous system training immediately. The nervous system is basically your coordination. It's, how well you're able to use your muscles. That decathlete coach I talked to you about, Robert Baker, he taught me this about nervous system. If you take your finger right now and you try to tap as fast as you can on either side, you're eventually going to mess up or slow down. Even if you don't see it to the eye, 2 seconds in, you're slowing down already. And that's because your nervous system can't handle it. It's not the muscles in my finger. The muscles in my finger can take this all day, but it's my nervous system that won't allow me, and it will mess me up. I'll double tap on one side, or it's just the coordination. It's how I'm able to control my body. So if you want to increase your leg speed, if you want to get coordinated and just feel way faster, that's through nervous system training. So through nervous system training, you're going to get full body control and visualization. You're going to be able to feel, you're going to know what it feels like before the race even starts, what it feels like to race and win that race. The nervous system training is slept on, the turnover rate and leg speed is slept on. So now let's go into overspeed training, because that's going to be another key aspect of increasing leg speed. So you need to train faster than the speed of your sport. Get that through your head. If you want to increase leg speed, why are you going into the weight room and performing movements that are slower than sprinting? Because think about this, if you wanted a better bench press, a lot of the times you would go onto the bench and you would lift more weight than you could handle. A lot of people do that to increase their bench. They put on more weight than they can handle. They do a slow eccentric, or, they just fail the rep because they can't do it. Or they can bench 225 for 5 and they try to do a 6th rep, You do things that you can't handle in order to get better, in order to get stronger. So why don't we train faster than the actual speed of sprinting? Sprinting is one of the fastest things our bodies can do, and we expect to get faster at that thing without doing any fast movements. We need to be moving faster than the speed of our sport in order to get faster. In order to be able to move our bodies that fast, that is the ultimate plyometric. Sprinting is the ultimate plyometric. In order for us to get to that point, we need to be doing things that are similar to that in the weight room, and even faster than that in the weight room, so that when we get out onto the track or onto the field, that our bodies are already prepared and ready for what's coming, and it already knows what moving really, really fast feels like. So that last point under overspeed training, weight room and mainly track and field overspeed training, meaning you can overspeed train in the weight room and you can also overspeed train on the track. It's going to be different seasons. It depends on a bunch of different things. But overspeed training in the weight room looks a lot different than overspeed training on the track. They're very different things. Overspeed training on the track is more of, things pulling you to move even faster than you're able to go. And then weight room overspeed training is assisted movements, movements that are going to be assisting you to move even faster. But those two things look very different. So make sure you're doing unweighted, ultra-fast leg movements, nervous system training, and overspeed training in order to get faster leg speed and turnover rate. And remember, train faster than the speed of your sport if you want to actually get faster. Okay, moving on.
Okay, so I hope that concept makes sense on you can't get faster unless you're doing movements that are imitating sprinting. Sprinting is such a fast movement. So many coaches talk about how sprinting is the fastest movement a human body can do. So if we want to get faster at that thing, then we need to actually move our legs super, super fast and be doing extremely fast movements, and even getting to the point where we're moving faster than what we're training for, which in this case is sprinting. So the most important thing, so I'm going to go over this stuff, but with all of these, you need to be taking full recovery, or else it's not going to be training your nervous system. It's not going to be training your leg speed. Full recovery, 110% effort on every single rep, and you can rest as long as you want, but you need to make sure you're doing everything at max speed, max velocity, with full intention of moving your body as fast as you can, okay? So that's the important part. Now, I'm going to go over this stuff starting right here with the base plus track, and the base is like the base exercises. It's like the simple, fast movements that I'll go over, and then you're going to want to actually track these movements over time and actually get your numbers on how many reps you can do in a certain amount of seconds, like 5 to 10 seconds. How many reps can you do? So this one, I'm going to show you an example of me counting my steps, and it's also going to prove to you the importance of leg speed and how having a faster leg speed does make you a faster athlete. So here's a video right here of me and my brother doing the 5 for 5s. We're doing low knee 5 for 5s right here. And I was able to switch my feet 31 times within these few seconds. And I made sure to stop the time at the same time as my brother because I counted my steps and I counted my brother's steps. So I was able to switch my feet 31 times. He was only able to switch his feet 24 times. So it looks like in this video, I'm moving my legs a little bit faster, but you wouldn't be able to tell that it was that big of a difference unless you counted. But that big of a difference makes a world of a difference because I am a lot faster than my brother. But our force production isn't even that far off. Now, I will say I do have better elasticity and I have better short ground contact force production. But within normal force production from a low stretch shortening cycle, we have pretty similar force production. Like, for example, a standing broad jump. Our standing broad jumps are going to be pretty similar, but I'm so much faster than him. And this is an example as to why. Because I'm literally moving faster than him. And this is going to help me run faster. So if he were to take my advice on all of these and he were to track what he just did, which was 24 switches, and he could progress over time and get an even faster leg speed than me, then he would have a chance of being faster than me. And this is just one of the 3 core pillars of getting faster, but that proves to you the importance of leg speed and how it can actually impact how fast you are. The base exercises are going to be these. So I'll put up a video here and I'll explain them. So first one is going to be 5 for 5. That's moving as fast as you can, 5 yards for 5 seconds. Okay, you're not going past 5 seconds and you're not going past 5 yards. And basically what you're doing, you're going to do a low knee 5 for 5 and you can do a high knee 5 for 5. So the low knee is going to be even faster than the high knee because you got to have a quicker turnover rate because you're not lifting your legs up as high. So it's more nervous system based. And then the high knee is going to be more sprint based and it's going to be more realistic to what sprinting is, which when you sprint at your top speed, your knees are coming up higher. So both are going to be super important. You should do both. And I'd actually recommend doing these in your warm-up. One, because that way you're doing them all the time. You're doing them consistently because they're just a part of your warm-up routine. And 2, because it's in your warm-up, you're not taxed or tired from a workout that you just did and then going into these. You have to do these when you're completely fresh, you're feeling good, and you can do them at 110% effort, max velocity. So that's really important to do them when you're fresh. So I'd recommend doing them in your warm-up. And then another one's going to be a banded hold back sprint in place. So you just tie a band around your waist and you tie it to something behind you, or you have a friend hold it and you sprint in place. So we're not applying any force into the ground. We're not trying to pull anything. We're literally just moving our legs as fast as they possibly can go. Have a slight forward lean and just focus on how fast you can move. All right. Again, time yourself, use a video, and within 5 to 10 seconds, for whatever number you picked, how many times are your feet touching the ground? So this is how we track leg speed, and this is how we track our nervous system if we're getting more coordinated through these movements. All right. And then the last one is going to be more of a twitch training, all right, which I'm going to be going over twitch training stuff, but the last one's just going to be a yoga ball kick. So you're just going to be seated and you're just going to have someone hold a yoga ball out in front of you, and you can do 2 leg kicks or single leg kicks, or you can do both. You can switch mid rep. So you can do double leg and they say right, you go right, and then they say left, you go left, and you're just tracking how many times you can kick that ball. It is going to feel extremely awkward at first. You're not going to feel like it's doing anything, and you might not even be moving your legs very well or very coordinated, but that's the whole point. That's why we're doing them. We're training our nervous system to fire fast. And if we can't do those, if we can't do simple drills like that, then we can't expect an increase in leg speed in a movement that is as complex as sprinting is. All right, so that's your base exercises, and we want to be tracking those exercises. All right, now I'm going to go into twitch training. So twitch training is the fastest type of training that we're doing. We can't move faster than this. It's impossible. And that's why I disagree with coaches that say sprinting is the fastest movement that a human body can do. It shouldn't be, all right? Twitch training is the fastest movement a human body should do. And the reason for that is because the shorter the range of motion, the faster you can move within that range of motion, because it's a shorter range of motion. You only have to move within this, whereas if your range of motion is this, then you have to move all of that space, which sprinting has such a large range of motion that you actually have to be pretty flexible to top speed sprint correctly. But with twitch training, you don't have to be flexible for it. You just have to be ultra fast twitch to do it correctly and have your nervous system be on point and firing correctly. So twitch training is going to be increasing your coordination. It's going to be pointing out the weaknesses of your body, of your fast twitch muscle fibers, and of your nervous system. So when you do these type of trainings, especially those yoga ball kicks, what yoga ball kicks will do is they'll point out weaknesses, because you'll be able to see, especially on video, okay, my left leg's moving a lot slower, or it could be, okay, my right leg's moving faster, but it's way less coordinated, it's flopping everywhere, it's not keeping in a straight line like my left is. A bunch of different things like that, it'll point out your weaknesses, all right? But the cool thing about Twitch training is that it also enhances your strengths. So what I mean by that is we have power, we have a base level strength, every human does, but once we're able to fire that strength faster and we have good coordination through that strength, then it becomes usable strength, and it becomes strength that we can do a lot more with. Like our muscles are capable, like I said in that clip that I showed you, our muscles are capable of sprinting faster and of having a faster turnover rate, but our coordination and our nervous system is not capable of it yet because we haven't gotten used to that yet. But once we do get used to it, then it's gonna take the strengths that you have and it's going to amplify them, because one, you're firing faster, and two, you have more coordination and ability to use those within any movement. All right, so it's going to enhance your strengths within any movement. So that's stuff that's important to know on Twitch training. So let me give you some exercises for Twitch training, which is definitely, out of every exercise you can possibly think of, is definitely the weirdest looking exercises. All right, we got overspeed training on the track and overspeed training on the weight room, which are normal looking exercises. Even the overspeed training in the weight room are generally normal looking, but Twitch training, no one does them, so it looks weird. And you're moving within such a short range of motion as fast as you possibly can, so of course it's gonna look weird, but that doesn't mean it's not gonna help. So for the Twitch training, some exercises that you can do are backward dribbles, where you're just in a squat position, dribbling your feet, all right? There's a lot of different dribble variations that you can do. You can do forward moving dribbles, you can do single leg dribbles, you can do side to side dribbles. But the important thing to know about the side to side dribbles is we're not doing like your average PE class, like we're jumping side to side, all right? We're in that backward dribble stance, and we're literally moving as fast as we possibly can side to side. Like every sort of dribble, everything in these Twitch it's not going to be a normal exercise, all right? We're moving super, super fast within a short range of motion. So for example, you can amplify the low knee 5 for 5. Remember I talked about the low knee 5 for 5? You can make it even lower knee and go even faster. Because again, the shorter range of motion, the faster you can go. So you can make it very short range of motion and just dribbling and moving your feet as fast as you possibly can go while sort of moving forward. All right, other parts of Twitch training are all of those yoga ball kicks that I explained. You can do yoga ball kicks in every direction for every muscle group. There's a bunch of different things for yoga ball kicks for ultra fast Twitch training. You can do push-up position yoga ball kicks for your quads. You can do the seated yoga ball kicks for your quads. You can do hamstring tantrums for your hamstrings. You can do laying down kicks where you're completely on your back and you're kicking the ball. So any directional yoga ball ultra fast kick is going to be in the Twitch training category. The last one in the Twitch training category, which is also a really good one, is doing the leg speed movements in the pool. And you can just go up to your waist height, and basically what you're gonna do is do single leg fast movements, all right? Just simulate sprinting under the water because it's full resistance and you're moving the leg within an actual relative movement that's simulating sprinting. So you can do backward kicks, you can do full single leg cycles like sprinting. You can even go up to knee height in the water and just do flutter kicks, single leg flutter kicks. I mean, you can get creative with this type of stuff. And when you're doing it in the pool, it is ultra fast, but it's also fully resisted. And there's no other place that you can do ultra fast leg movements that are resisted in that safe of a manner. So the pool is also a great way to start your Twitch training, and even your overspeed and leg speed training system. When you're starting this, the pool is probably a good place to start so you don't get injured, because obviously some of these exercises are very intense and your body needs to be ready for them. So the pool is definitely a good place to start before you start getting into more advanced plyometrics and more advanced movements. All right, next we got overspeed on the track. So what this is gonna do is it's gonna get us used to sprinting faster. So our body is literally gonna feel what it's like to actually sprint on a track faster than what you've ever sprinted like before. All right, that's super important for your body to know. And it's like, oh, this is possible. This speed is possible. We're in a whole new gear, a gear you've never touched before. So if you can't do overspeed training, then you're missing out on a lot of gains. I mean, overspeed training is probably the most important out of all of this, because the things that simulate sprinting, which is our goal the most, are going to be the most valuable to us. And in this case, we literally are sprinting. We're just overspeed sprinting. So a few things that you guys can do if you don't have expensive overspeed training equipment is you can tie a bungee around your waist and have a partner tie a bungee, the same bungee around their waist, and they are going to go in front of you to the point where the bungee doesn't have any slack in it. They can even pull it a little bit so it's stretching a tiny bit, and then you're going to say, on mark, set, go. Both take off at the same time. As he's sprinting as fast as he can, you're going to get pulled, and you're going to actually catch up to him eventually. So what that does is it's good when you do speed training to have the ability to have something pull you, and then it stops pulling you and you're just up in that top speed. So that's actually a good thing that you're going to catch up to him, because it overspeeds you and then it allows you to be on your own, and you have to maintain that speed. I actually used to do those with Esam, and they were kind of sketchy because we had a really sketchy band, but hey, we would do them because we knew that they would actually help, and they did. If you don't even have access to a band, you can sprint down a hill. I'm not the biggest fan of this. A lot of people think that it's basically the same thing. It's not. It is a little bit different, but just purely leg speed wise, it will help your leg speed sprinting down a hill, but it's not going to be as good as flat overspeed sprinting. It'll still work. If you don't have the equipment, then just do that and it's totally fine. Just make sure you don't twist your ankle on the way down. Just make sure that the hill is flat and there's not a bunch of holes and all that kind of stuff on the hill. So what this is doing is just forcing the legs to move faster. So we're literally forcing the legs to move faster. Like, you don't have an option. You are moving faster. Because like if you have someone pulling you that's way faster than you, then you're probably going to fall at the start, because your legs aren't going to be able to move that fast off of no acceleration and just straight up getting into that leg speed. You're probably going to fall. But the only reason you fall is just because your legs can't move that fast. So that's proving to you that the overspeed training is literally going to increase the speed of your legs. That's just a fact. That's how it works. All right, so let's go into overspeed in the weight room. The overspeed in the weight room is really just your assisted power movement. So you got power movements, which you're moving weight fast, but in this case, that weight is just our body weight, and we're moving it fast and we're moving it assisted. So that's basically what overspeed in the weight room is. So some examples of that are going to be some jumps. You can do split stance jumps. Any sort of plyometric that you can think of, you can overspeed it, all right? You can either tie a band up onto a pull-up bar, grab onto it, and do split stance jumps or pogo bounces or single leg pogo bounces, which with single leg pogo bounces, you can't do those without the band successfully. People say, oh, do pogo bounces, single leg pogo bounces, but when I actually watch a video of it, it's really ankle bounces, not pogo bounces. And pogo bounces are going for height. You're getting height off the ground. Ankle bounces are going for speed. Big difference, okay? So you can't really do a pogo bounce on a single leg unless you have something to assist you, or you're just a crazy elite athlete with crazy ankle stiffness. So that's what the overspeed in the weight room is going to help you with, is just plyometric or power movements that's moving even faster. And it's going to force you to apply that force in a faster time. So what you can do with these plyometrics is you can do short ground contact plyometrics and long ground contact time plyometrics, but both of them are going to be decreasing the ground contact of it. So even if it's a long ground contact plyometric, the time from when you decide, okay, I am going up, the concentric is happening, that time of being on the ground is going to be shorter. If it's a short ground contact plyo, then it's assisted and you're already thinking about popping off the ground immediately, but because it's assisted, that time is going to be even shorter. So that's going to help your ankles and your feet and your nervous system and your entire body and even your brain to learn and to adapt to what super short ground contacts feel like. And what all that is going to do is it's going to force you to adapt over time to faster, powerful movements. So that's kind of tying it into leg speed, because I understand that this section right here didn't really feel like the actual speed of the leg is going to be increased, because I remember what I said in that clip with how power clean and fast twitch movements aren't always necessarily increasing the speed of your leg. They're just increasing your fast twitch muscle fibers. That's kind of what this section was, but where it ties in is eventually faster power movements with shorter ground contacts are going to force faster leg speed, because the faster the ground contact, the faster the legs have to move, and vice versa. Faster legs move, faster ground contact has to be. So that's what this is going to be training you for and adapting you for over time. Okay, that is all 4 sections on leg speed. And that, if you do all those, if you even just do one of these, if you just train twitching, you're going to get faster. You're going to get, that adaptation is going to get quicker. Your nervous system is going to be firing faster, and you're going to teach your body, all right, this is what our new speeds are like. This is what we need to be firing at. So if you just stick to one of these, if you're like, okay, I don't want to look stupid, I'm not doing that, then just do on-track overspeed training. If you want to really get faster and you care about it that much, then do all of them, all right? There's no downsides to adding all of these into your training routine to increase your leg speed. All right, so I hope that helped. Again, like I said, please drop a like if this video was helpful and you learned how to increase your leg speed. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Make sure you check out my YouTube channel for other speed training content. I have a bunch of different courses, workouts, a bunch of different things on this channel to increase your speed. So go check that out, and I'll see y'all in the next one.